Three, two, one.
Good morning.
Hey.
Morning.
Good morning, gang.
Yes. And as a quick introduction, today is Monday, November 1st. This is Talent Talk, where we talk about things real estate. If you're engaged in real estate or you're just curious about real estate, we're here to just have conversation with you. Typically on Mondays, what we do is we have a conversation with somebody that's affiliated with real estate. And today we have a special guest as well as a guest host. We'll introduce that guest host in a moment. I'll say, I'm Jurgen. And also, who wants
You're
to take
pointing
the next
in the
one?
wrong direction, but
I
it's
saw
okay.
that.
I'm Davina. Good morning and happy Monday. This beautiful fall, chilly, but beautiful day.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's your boy, Steve.
And we have a special guest with us from our Lacey office. This is
Sandra. Yeah. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Sandra. We're so glad that you get to join and host with us. Just love to see your smiling face. So thank you for saying yes.
Yes.
You're the best.
Happy to be here. Beautiful sunrise on the way. So the sunrise this morning was just gorgeous. So
Yeah.
I don't normally make my way to the office at 7:30, but it's about 7:40. So
That's a good thing,
Beautiful.
huh?
yeah.
Did you have to scrape your window this morning?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Yesterday was a window scraper morning.
Oh.
But this
Was it?
morning, it totally was a window. It was I need 5 minutes, I'm gonna go get a coffee morning
Oh,
while
wow.
I defrost the windows kind of morning. Yeah, totally.
I don't know. I mean, we're sitting at a chilly 60 degrees.
Yeah,
right now,
whatever.
I know, right? Go away.
I did. So, Sandra, it is good to have you aboard. And today, with what we're our guest is actually a guest of yours that
Yes.
that you're bringing aboard. And we talk about a lot of things with real estate. Oftentimes, we've talked about photography. We've talked about mortgages. We've talked about title escrow. We've talked about inspections. We've gone through this whole route of different guests, and we're going one. Normally, it's almost super hyper focused on real estate, but real estate really encompasses a lot more than just buying or selling a home, because it's really about. We always ask, like, what is real estate? And we always say relationships.
Yes.
And based on that means real estate isn't a 9-to-5 job. It's really a life and kind of a lifestyle. I mean, even when we do things, we like do a little hashtag talent life, just because it's engagement in all of our life. So you've brought a guest with us today that is more than just about real estate, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Can you tell us just a little about? We'll learn a lot more about her as we
Before
bring
you
her
do-
aboard. What's that?
Before you do we have a trivia question that's related to? Is there a trivia question? I feel
Is
like
that a
there might be a
question?
trivia question. Is that a Jared question? Do we have a trivia question, Jared?
You know what? I believe we do. It just kind of popped up here. And as always, kind of leading into our guests, give you kind of a clue of who we're bringing on. We always have a trivia question that leads in. So today's trivia question is, according to a study by the Dominican University of California, when people set actionable tasks, they achieve goals X percentage more often than people who don't track their progress.
Yes.
They achieve
That's a good question.
percentage.
You know what? So much of
So we've got a few choices: 33%, 40%, 25%, or 45% more. Drop your answer in the comment section, and we will bring it to you at the end of the show.
Yeah. As we do a lot of working with agents and our brokers, coaching is definitely an aspect of it. And a huge part of coaching is uh, is that part right there, which is just accountability.
Yep.
Like
Having
It is.
actionable tasks.
mhm,
It is. And
goals,
it's
etc.
yeah, and someone other than ourselves checking in on us, right?
Or our
Like
friends or our
our friends, a
spouses too.
partner. No one, I mean, like literally, no one is meant to do life alone. And then that is also just in our business. You know, it's like we always want you go work out at the gym. I need someone to help keep me accountable because if I don't want to go, at least they're dragging me along with them. We know about that, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes your friends and your family are some of the worst to do it because they have the same. They're willing to buy your excuse as long as you're willing to buy their excuse.
Absolutely. Yeah.
yep, yep.
So
And so this brings us to our guest today, right?
Yes.
In unison.
so yeah. So
yes.
Sandra,
Oh,
you don't
you
have
want me
to
to
do a
talk?
real introduction, but to invite her in, who is she a little bit to you, and then we'll just get engaged in some conversation because definitely excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've known Rose Anderson is who's going to be coming on today. I've known Rose since high school. We went to high school together. She's lived an interesting life, which is just great. And so I've got to learn a little bit more about her. But we reconnected and just, I love what she does. And I have to say I'll let her tell you what her title is and what she does, but yeah, she's amazing. And she's here to just share with us on what she does do for others. And she's also helping me. She's a coach for me right now. So
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
I feel
And
like
if
we're all
anybody-
going to be a little. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if anybody has questions as we're going along, you can always drop them in the chat. And did you have something before we bring her aboard?
No, just welcome Rose Anderson. And yeah, I'm not, yeah.
Here we go. Then
Here we
here's
go.
Let's go.
Rosie Rose Anderson coaching.
Yes.
And like the magic. Good morning.
There she is.
And I just pop in like
Yes.
bewitched.
Pop in. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Yeah.
Welcome,
Right.
Rose.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good.
Great to have you.
It's great to be here. Thank you. I really appreciate the invite.
Oh.
Yes.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And what we'll do is with Sandra aboard, and we cover some things up front, and then sometimes we just kind of jump in.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just have chaotic, hectic mornings, and I definitely fell prey to that this morning. So we'll kind of cycle around. We've got some questions, but we're really interested in learning a little bit more about you, Rose, and really about what you do and how you help. I mean, taking things today, taking things a little beyond real estate is actually going to be kind of fun because what we do is really bigger than that. So just to start, I mean, I'll ask a question, then we'll kind of cycle around.
Okay.
But what is it that you do? Because you're not just a coach. What kind of coaching do you actually do?
Well, I actually do intuitive coaching, and I know people sometimes go, "What is intuitive coaching?" And I've never heard of that, and I kind of made up the name because I was a life coach 10 years ago. I think I became a life coach, and then I decided that I wanted. I did some work with that, and then I decided that I really wanted to do more than that. During the pandemic, I'm sitting at home going, okay, what am I going to do? And I was like thinking that wine at 3:00 was okay, and not eating well. And I just said, like most of us, I think alcohol sales are up 350% during the pandemic. And I just said, I really want to learn more about health and nutrition. And so I took a health and nutrition course, and it's very holistic, which I loved. And I just said, okay, so am I a health coach? Am I a life coach? What am I? And really what I do is I really work with a person. So Jurgen, if I was working with you, we would talk about, you would say, hire me for whatever reason. And we would talk about that. But then I would listen to what you're saying and use my intuition and my knowledge to just dig deeper and find out more if there's other areas that we could work on that would make your goal area work better.
That's good. That means it's not accidental coaching. It's intuitive. You're listening. You're empathizing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's good.
And Davina?
One of the, yeah, and I know we have a list of questions, and I'm kind of going. I'm not going rogue, but there's, one of the things that you had mentioned was life in balance, and I want to mention so that all of our listeners know that you actually are not coming to the table as an outsider. Like, you do real estate,
Yes.
know what it's like to live the life of a real estate professional, and how we go,
Yeah.
and we go, and we just don't have the focus. So can you talk a little bit about what is you said the goal is live life in balance. What is that?
Well, great question. Thank you. I was just on vacation a week ago, and I had 3 deals close this month, or October, and I woke up to some really crazy texts. So I get it. I've done real estate since 2004. And so what I was finding was that it was Sunday and I wanted to go spend time with my family, and a client wanted to see a house. And I'd be like, well, I'm going to Seattle with my kids. And, and they're like, well, can you just show me one house? Well, one house turns into 3, which, and then we aren't going to Seattle anymore. So it's kind of started with that. And just after years of being in real estate, I just said, well, I need to figure out what's going to work for me. And what I really figured out was that, my life is primarily, my work drives my life. And I miss too many things. And I just said, you know what, I don't want to do that. Too many kids things, too many family time or whatever. So I kind of got focused on what is life balance and for me. And then I just figured there's 4 areas which I like to work on, which is your work and creative expression, movement, spiritual practices. And that could be taking a walk in nature. It could be it could be whatever that is for you, and relationships. And so when I broke that down for myself and just started looking at it, and I looked at the areas, I was just like, wow, I'm really off balance in this area, and I'm doing okay over here, and I really need to move more, or whatever. I just started working on that, and I realized that with that in place, my life is so much better, and I handle real estate so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better. My cup is full. And when my cup is full, I can deal with the clients. So when I wake up in Hawaii and I have a text from a client, because we're 3 hours behind there, and she's like, I don't think we can do these rules in this HOA. I don't think we can live here. I don't think we can live in this house. And I'm like, if, 5 years ago, I would have said, oh my God, the sky is falling. And I just went, okay. So I processed it for a bit, and I just said, all right, well, if she doesn't want to buy this house, then we'll get out of it. But it's because because my life has more balance around it. And so I'm not just heavy work, so I've got the other pieces in place. And so I dealt with it, and was calm, and, which I would have been with her anyway, but I was calmer inside. And so I dealt with it, and we closed the house, and I gave her the keys yesterday. So worked out.
Yeah. I definitely like something you said there, which is, you weren't only calm on the outside, but you're calm on the inside. I think we're very good at being able to be calm on the outside for our clients and walk through, while we were tumultuous on the inside. Like, everything is going around.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Steve's got the next one for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you talked about the whole life balance, and I can't agree with you more. And one of the things that you mentioned earlier before we even came on was being able to enjoy what you're doing and being passionate about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if things are out of whack, it could throw your life off balance sometimes. So that whole balance I love. But even doing something that you're passionate about, such as coaching, maybe can you talk a little bit more about that?
Well, yeah. What happened for me was for the life balance thing in coaching is my mom passed away at 71 in 2014, and my brother passed away in 2019 at 54, unexpectedly, and they were my people.
Wow.
And yeah, and my mom was a single mom, and it was me and my brother and my mom, and so you can imagine there was a lot of trauma around that for me. And I made the executor of my brother's estate. So I was like, my life balance was like so far out of whack, it wasn't even funny. And that's when I figured out, you know, like if I don't really take care of myself and get life balance, which life balance is, you know, let's be real. It can't always be perfect, right? We live in the world. So, but I just went, if I don't take care of myself and really get life balance for me, that I am, you know, I'm not going to be able to live a long, healthy life. And I don't want, if I'm lucky enough to live, you know, 30 more years, 40 more years, I want it to be good years. I don't want to be not able to travel or be able to walk, you know, go for a walk or whatever. And I just said, you know, I was just like, you know what I was doing, and it was during the pandemic, I was just like, you know what, this isn't really working. And I've been working on this for a long time, but during that time after my brother passed is when it really clicked for me. And I said, I need life balance, and I work on it now. I journal, I meditate, and it can only be, sometimes it's only for 1 minute or 3 minutes, or I go for walks. I do things like I have a morning routine that I do, and that changes the whole rest of the day. It looks completely different. And life, I mean, just because I'm calmer inside. So I don't know, Davina, if that answered your question or not.
Oh yeah, you more than answered the question. I think we got a little bit of coaching up in here, you know.
Right?
I told you I can talk about this all day. It's good stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so, Sandra, what do you want to ask Rose here?
Oh, do you want me to go off of the script, or am I?
No. You know what?
No.
That's very much like life. I mean, we might go in with understanding of where we want to go, but as we hear things or as we go about it, it really leads to better, sometimes more natural questions. So,
Yeah, no, I know that Rose, just working with you, because we work together, you know, I just would have to say, just questions that I ask her, especially about real estate, sometimes is just, you know, I don't like to do this. I don't, you know, we often don't like to do things, but she does help me kind of maybe, you know, it's more of a, well, let me give you an idea of maybe we could try something else. How about if we try this? What will this work for you? So I guess, Rose, just, you know, maybe a little bit deeper into that. You know, I know you said that you try to individualize your coaching, and, you know, if someone needs help in an area, I guess, how do you attack that? How do you approach that?
Well, I think, you know, just working with you, Sandra, I mean, I'm not going to talk about what we work on,
like,
but
spill the beans.
Man, I got some good stuff. No, there's client confidentiality, my boy. I could tell you some stuff. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, it's just really focusing, listening, and, you know, what's important. And like, you know, we come up with different ideas, and here's the key about life. We all have the answers inside. We all have it. We just don't, we look outside for the answers, and that's just normal human condition. But if we have someone help us find our answers and help bring them out, I mean, that's my whole goal, is to do that. And with you, Sandra, we've talked about things that you could do in your business to help you that light you up. Like, this lights me up. This feeds my soul. I would love to do this and go out and do this with clients, or to find new clients, instead of doing maybe other ways that that sap your soul. And so then you don't want to get out of bed in the morning. And I'm not saying this about you, Sandra. I'm just saying about anybody in particular, is that we don't want to get out of bed in the morning. You know, we're like, oh, I've got to do this. And so let's find ways that we can light you up, find things that light you up and feed your soul. And then it's not work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good. You know, here's an interesting one. So like we were just talking about, sometimes we start off with an idea of where we're going to go directionally with questions. And then as we get engaged in the conversation, other things start to kind of bring up and shift the direction of some of the questions. And Sandra was just asking about some things of being more individualized and learning more about the person, or you know, what's important to them, etc. But when you begin in coaching, so you're doing intuitive coaching, which is a segment of coaching that you are almost creating from different areas, and definitely would be interested to ask you a little more about that. But when you get engaged in coaching, so somebody is going to start with you, where do you start in the coaching conversation? Like what is important to get to up front? Or if somebody is considering, well, what do I need coaching? What are some of the things that they can look at in their own life or inside themselves that might lead them over to the path of exploring whether coaching is right for them?
Great question. I think first of all, they have to, if they have an interest, they're going to say, okay, I kind of want to look into this. I will have a one-on-one call with someone for an hour, hour and a half, however long it takes. And just say I call you, Jurgen, or you call me, and we talk, and I find out what's going on in your life. And I ask you questions, and I just, when you ask someone what's going on in your life and they start talking, people usually like to tell you, if they want help, they're going to tell you a lot of things. And so that's one thing we do. And one thing I would say about coaching is that, unlike therapy is like you go back in time and you're working on your childhood trauma and all of that, which there's a time and place for that. I'm not knocking therapy at all. I totally believe in it. But coaching is, where are you today and where do you want to go? Mm-hmm. And so then we would talk about, where are you, and what are your goals? Where do you want to be in 5 years or 10 years or 1 year? And so we would work on that. So it really is, it's just all about the person. And that's kind of how I take it. Because I don't think, if I asked all four of you what your dream was, you would all have a different dream. So how can you put a coaching package in for everybody that's all the same?
Yeah. You just... So you're saying we do not share a hive mindset. We don't all have, we're different?
Yes. Can you imagine that?
That's amazing.
I know. It's mind blowing. Yes. Yeah. So,
it is.
Yeah, I would add to that, coaching is, you're doing the work. So I'm not doing the work for you. I'm just helping you. Yeah. So I only, when I'm doing an intake, so we'll just say we speak for an hour and you tell me all this, I can tell whether if we're going to be able to work together, because as much as you're interviewing me, I would be interviewing you, because I love to help people. I think that's my purpose on the planet. I really do. And it makes my heart happy and it lights me up. But if I'm going to work with you and you're not going to grow, or you're not going to do the work, then it wouldn't be a good mix.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. Well, it's like a client.
Background. Yeah. That's really good, Rose, because I think one of the things that we miss, and we get so comfortable in our circles that a lot of times we don't take time to identify when we need help to help us grow and get out of our own way. And I think everyone needs a mentor. Everyone needs someone that's going to help them to progress. And I think that's life. I think we need to have someone above, well, not say above, but, just that knows a little bit more, that can help us to just pull ourselves out. And then I feel like that in ways we all interpersonally help our friends and our family members, and we also can help each other as well. But one of the things that I think is really tough, and I even feel really heavy about the season that we're in and that we've been in the last couple of years, and there's so much anxiety. You mentioned in the beginning that wine sales are up like 300 or whatever
Mhm.
percentage.
Mhm.
And our society is really in a process of really numbing and just trying to make it and trying to get through it. And being able to actually have an idea of, okay, hey, let's take a look. Where are you?
Mhm.
I just want to, if there's something you could say to someone, and I mean, maybe it's us, maybe it's, they're just kind of like in their funk, right? Like they're
Mhm.
waking up in the morning, they're on their Zoom calls,
Mhm.
it's Groundhog Day, or there's this that's going
Mhm.
on and that's going
Yeah.
on. I just, goals have kind of died because
Mhm.
just, you know, what could you offer? What could you say to someone to help just a little seed of advice that you could give someone today?
I would say call me. Call me. I can help you. Yeah, I mean, that's. I would say honestly, I would say look in your life. If you really feel, and I get it, because boy, this whole thing has been rough on everybody. There is nobody who's come out of that unscathed in some way. But I would just say, what lights you up? Really just look in your life and go, what lights you up? And look at your 4 areas in your work and your movement or exercise. I don't like to call it exercise because nobody really wants to exercise, but movement, spiritual practices, and relationships. And it's like, what in those areas, because those are really your balance, your wheel, like what lights you up? What makes you feel good? And if you're not doing that, then look at what you could do to change it up. That's what I would say for sure.
Yeah, actually, I like that question because I was reading something just the other day that it's not. Some people are mistaking the feeling that they have as like either depression or laziness or procrastination, but there's a huge thing right now of people are just languishing,
Mhm.
like that specific term, languishing. That it's just life is just happening, and they're along for a ride and have
Mhm.
no control.
Yeah, and that's kind of sad. And I get it because it's true and they are. And I mean, it's pretty heavy. I mean, when this has been like the biggest thing in most people's lifetime, probably, I've asked a lot of older people than me and they're like, we've never been through anything like this. But that's, life is short and every day, someone's not going home. And so I think we need to like live our best life now because we don't have, people think they get the luxury of old age and that's not, I personally have experienced that with my family. So I'm like, you know what, I try to live my best life every day.
Nothing's promised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve, you're shaking your head. You're nodding your head, I should say. You're not shaking your head. You're nodding. You got that internal beat.
That's right.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Live your best life, enjoy it. I meant, yeah. One of the things I was thinking about too, Rose, is like even during the time frame right now, we kind of talked about maybe the pandemic, things that are going on around us. How has that affected, I guess, people? Have you seen like people coming in wanting more coaching, looking to take their health more seriously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a great question, Steve. And I think the pandemic went on, this is just my opinion, but the pandemic went on for so long that people were day drinking and eating junk food and, just like sleeping in or whatever, just doing a lot of, oh, who cares if we have, beer for breakfast? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Let's put it
everybody
in our
wasn't doing that.
Cheerio.
Yeah. Let's make it our Cheerios. Yeah. And I think people just got burned out on that, because it's like you can do that for so long and then you just feel worse than you did before. And I think that it's just people are now going, okay, they want normalcy back, right? Everybody wants normal life back. And it's slowly going there, but we don't know what's coming. We don't know if there's another, tick up again or many more. We just don't know. But I would just say that, I'm sorry, I just got off track. What was your question again? Because now I'm off.
No, just if you've seen like in
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, but yeah, they do. They're reaching out for all different types of modalities. They're calling health coaches or going to therapists. If you try to get into a therapist right now, because if I've coached people that I say, you should probably see a therapist because this is out of my scope of practice, then but finding a therapist is really hard right now. And there's other modalities like going to see psychics. People are just going crazy over that. There's just a lot of different things that people are really reaching out for, trying to find some peace.
Yeah. So, hey, Sandra.
Yeah.
One of the things is having you aboard as a guest host is great, and then inviting Rose over for a conversation about coaching that, again, kind of steps it beyond the bounds of just real estate alone.
Yes.
If it's okay, I want to ask you a question, because you know what?
Sure.
You're actually, you originally did not do coaching, but, you've actually found a lot of value in coaching from both from a health standpoint with trainers, coaching that way, to even real estate coaching, and then to get connected back with Rosie Rose, and figure out how to do, and to get the further. What does coaching mean to you? And then what is the coaching relationship that you're beginning to build with Rose? How do you see that in your life?
Well, I actually, I've been in coaching. I'm still in real estate coaching, but I've just done, I just think coaching is so important because just like Rose says, is that, we, just to help you find, I guess, your way, because we can get so caught up in our daily life. Or for me, I have a tendency to sometimes, get off track. So it kind of just helps keep you on track, and just having that person as a sounding board, or somebody that you can, figure out where things are going and what you can do. Coaching's been amazing, and being able to reconnect with Rose, and, I've always kind of watched her since she talked about life coaching. And I think I reached out to you, what was it? Gosh, several years ago. And I'm like, tell me a little bit about this life coaching. And then I just, you kind of just move on in life, you never really think about it anymore. But the health coaching was very interesting, because when she talked about it being more individual and more, not just about my eating, but more about my, just your mental health, your mental, physical, just helping me get a balance. So I don't know if I'm answering your question, but
you do coaching because you're not a robot. You're human.
I'm human. Yes. But and what I've learned so much about it too, is just how everybody is so individual, because you, not only that, but you're the same, you know what I mean? Because we all think that we're the only one that's feeling the way that we're feeling, but we're, we have a lot in common with other people. Maybe it's just a little bit different, and how can we bring out the best in you? So.
Or Sandra, just having spoken with you before, even like being able to look at some of the things that when we look at other people, we always see what they want us to see, or we're seeing the best version, and we're comparing our worst version to somebody else's best version.
Yes,
all
and
the time.
I think that Rose and I touched base on that the other day. I forget how we worded that, but
I said that we compare our insides to other people's outsides.
Yeah,
because I haven't met a person on the planet that doesn't have some negative talk going on and doubts about themselves, no matter who you are. Well, there might be a couple people on the planet, but not many. I've never met them. And so, so we can compare, because we get all in our own stuff and let that drive us. And then we go, oh, wow, they look like they have the perfect life. And,
Yeah. So I thought that was really good. That was very profound to me, because we often think we are, just we're the only one that's feeling this way, when, we're not alone, in other words. So.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to see what's going on in ourselves because we're in that ourselves.
Yes.
Absolutely.
What's that? I'm on the inside looking in or whatever. Or there's a song for everything, right? You know, good old Sammy Hagar. He can just pull it out. So.
That's good. And it's actually great that you guys were able to connect. And I know we're getting close to the line here. So,
Yeah.
you know, Rose, Davian is normally good about asking, you know, where people can connect with you or where they can learn a little bit more. So, Davian, you want to do that? You want to say what I think you?
I think you just did.
Yeah, I think, well, right now I have a website in process, but I do have an email that I can put in the chat. And it's basically iamroseanderson@gmail.com. And that's the best way to reach me because if I have people go through social media, it's like I don't get pinged on that stuff because my phone would ping all day long. Because, you know, there's so many different social media stuff. So I think email is the best, most direct way.
Yeah.
And say that email address one more time.
It's I am Rose Anderson. You know, when you're Rose Anderson, there's like how many on the planet? Many. Well, not me, but yeah. But yeah.
They're a Rose by another name.
Yes. So I just said, well, I am Rose Anderson. So it was just easier than Rose Anderson 52,005.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You know,
that's good.
What would be interesting and is to have you aboard, because even as we've gone through, there are a lot of questions that sometimes when we begin a conversation with somebody, we're not necessarily sure where those conversations. Many times it's our first time meeting you, but you know, even based on that in a future one, if anybody has any comments or such for future ones, we'd love to talk. But I mean, I think about you know, being able to differentiate a little between what is coaching and therapy, because you touched on that, but we didn't go very deep. Some of the differences between how did you get engaged in coaching? Because when you get into intuitive coaching, you mentioned that you began like as a life coach and kind of a business coach, but you've really morphed it or personalized it into more of an intuitive coaching. So understanding what some of the bases of your coaching have been in the past to bring you to the point of encapsulating intuitive coaching rather than just the standard life coach. But definitely. I mean, I think this is very much more of a starting point than the full thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It goes way deeper than this, but this is great. Yeah. Well, because everybody's individual. And so that's, you know, it's almost impossible to break it down. But yeah, I just think everybody's individual and everybody is worthy of love and they're worthy of a good life. And I really believe that. And, you know, you just, with all the depression going on right now and the sadness and you know, people have lost everything. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on, but everybody's unique. And I personally don't think that there are any mistakes. We're all supposed to be here and live our best life. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. Love that.
Yeah.
And David, any closing?
No, you know, actually, I feel like we need to bring our trivia question.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, you mean that thing from like a year ago?
Trivia question. So according to a study, the Dominican University of California, when people set actionable tasks, they achieve their goals what percent more often than people who don't track their progress? 33, 40, 25, and 45.
I would have to go with D.
D?
I'll go with D too. D
well,
also.
that'd actually be D3, and I'll say D4.
D4.
But
you sunk my battleship. I'm just kidding.
It's either that or bingo.
Jared, what is the answer? What do we got here? It is B.
We were close.
Not too far off.
Yeah. That's significantly more Wow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep.
So,
If you want to do the work, it works.
If you're writing down the checklist, you're going to do the work.
That's right.
Yeah, it goes in steps. I mean, Jim Rohn, I think it was, said, a goal is a dream written down.
Yep.
So it starts with getting that, and then you have to take that, and then you have to actually put actionable steps behind it, because otherwise, we all have goals, but we don't go anywhere with it if we don't start figuring out what steps to take and how to break it down into manageable actions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Plus, we're humans are so inundated with so many different messages every day now. We get more messages in one day than people used to get in 10 years or something.
That thought just really sparked something, which was, I was listening to something the other day, which was about that actionable task thing. Like, we're so bad as people estimating just how much time something is going to take.
Yes.
Like, if you ask, how long is it going to take to get to work? And we're so bad at estimating that I'll be there in 20 minutes. And that's like, we're going to hit every green light. We're not going to have any interruption in our day. But if we honestly break it down into the tasks that it would take, okay, what do you do to get to work? Well, I've got to get up. How long does that take? Okay, it takes this long. How long does it? I've got to shower. How long did? And if you break it down into tasks and then start saying, okay, how long does it take you to do all these individual tasks? You're much, much more accurate in terms of how long it's going to take you to do something, as opposed to just taking this big, non-defined, nondescript thing and saying, oh, sure, 20 minutes. Because I am terrible. I'm terrible at estimating how long it's going to take me to do anything. My mind is always best case scenario on that.
Yes.
no comment. No, I'm just kidding.
I wonder.
I
if
used to be.
being a realtor or whatever. I don't know.
I used to be. I changed that up because I find it way more. I used to go and slide in sideways. My husband would be like, "How do you get to this concert just before it starts? It stresses me out," or the airport or wherever. And I'm like, "That's just what I do. I don't like to wait." And now I love to wait. No problem. I'll wait. Yeah, because it's so much less stress. And that's that goes all into the life balance thing.
And it also shows somebody else, like, when you're not late for something, it shows them how important they are, as opposed to them always having to wait on you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Well, it also says to the other person, if you're always late, that, your time's more important than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it. We could go down this whole time.
We could talk forever, so I can talk about this all day long.
We've got some good takeaways this morning. That's
Oh, good. Good.
All right.
Well, thank you for having me. And
Thank you, Rose.
Yeah, if you ever
Thank you,
want to
Rose.
dive
Appreciate
deeper, let me know. I'd be happy to come back and dive in the deep end.
Awesome.
Okay.
We'll put on our
Rose.
we'll put on our Rosy Rose
Anderson
glasses.
At Gmail.
Ooh, Jurgen has to come up with something. He has to come up with something.
You put your rose glasses on.
Rose
Yeah.
glasses on.
Oh, but there's an idea. Okay, I could start sending those out.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Have a great day.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Rose.
Rose.
Thank you,
so
Rose.
much.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. All right.
Oh.
So we'll get wrapped up. That was really good.
That was awesome.
Now we're all inspired for the morning, so we can go out and conquer the day.
Yeah, I could run through a wall, but I'll open the door instead.
Oh. Well, good.
All right, guys. Before we get wrapped up, we got a few items on the agenda and things coming up this week. We have our office meeting, our business meeting this Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. After that, we have a self-defense class, which is also coming up November 3rd, Wednesday, with Amit Baruch, and he's going to be throwing people around and stabbing and punching and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and that's open to everyone. I just want to say, hey, today is the last day to register for that class. It's $50, and you learn how to be safe, and it is hands-on.
Yes.
Steve said
He-
throwing people around.
I know. I was going to say that Amit is not going to teach us how to run through a wall, but put someone else through a wall.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm going. I'm
I'm
Y'all
gonna
watch
miss
out
it. I'll
now.
be on an airplane, so I'll be heading to Arizona. So I'll be
Oh,
missing
man.
it. Yep.
Okay.
So
Chasing
us
the
know.
sunshine.
Yes, I'm so excited for heat, warmth.
ugh,
All right. And what else do we have on the calendar this week? We have our Friday market update with Jurgen and Davina. They're giving you the news you can use, new listings, open houses, and what's going on in our local area, the Pacific Northwest. And Forms Friday this Friday. So that's going to be at 9 a.m. to 10. And we just take a real estate form, take a deep dive into it, and break it down. So that is the news you can use in events coming up this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's always so much more too, but that's just a highlight of the week.
That's
that
right.
is. One reminder, Jurgen and I are still like, I was like, this is November. We know Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It was October, but we are squeaking in another day and wearing our shirts.
Woo!
So Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we've been really pressing for donations to making strides. American Cancer Society, it is not too late to donate. We are pushing for our goal to make at least $5,000 to donate to the American Cancer Society. We're doing our final push with our office and our affiliates on this Friday. And we just want you guys to help give us one last push. So if you're interested in donating, there is a link you can donate. It all goes for breast cancer prevention and awareness and a race for the cure for breast cancer. So I just wanted to make that plug.
Yeah.
And one more thing that we have just announced is the grand opening of our new office in Tumwater. That is going to be next Friday from yay! So we are inviting all of our friends and the public out to come celebrate with us. 3 to 6 p.m.
Awesome.
We're having a ribbon cutting at 3:30. And we'll put the information in the comments for you guys to come out and celebrate us with our new office opening next Friday.
Oof.
Awesome.
Friday.
Crazy
Yeah.
how fast
Woo.
time is going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really excited.
Totally.
Family's growing.
Yes. That is so
So-
fantastic.
All right.
Okay.
Lots
All
of
right.
exciting stuff coming up.
Yes.
Again, that was just the tip of the
Now-
iceberg.
I know.
Yes.
So Sandra, you've been
Yeah.
a great hostess.
Yeah.
Well, the hostess with the mostest.
Absolutely. Bringing the
Yeah.
guest and bringing the heat.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring some
So-
heat back. I'll bring some heat back. Well,
Please.
Jurgen's coming up before I am, so he can bring some heat with him. 'Cause I think it's
Absolutely.
supposed to rain again tomorrow or Wednesday.
You know,
Boys
it
have
feels weird.
lived in the West.
But it's really a good thing in Washington because it was a dry summer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
it was.
We
It's
could
nice
say
to-
that, but
I know. And the rain, we need, I mean,
we don't have dry heat here in Washington. Not like
No.
no,
yeah.
no.
But
Right
you
about
guys
now,
might
it's,
run out of water. You know, that's what they keep talking about. Is Arizona's going to run out of water?
oh, I just go to the water store.
Oh, that's great.
There are a lot of
man.
water and ice stores around here.
No way.
Shocking number.
Really? Just
Oh,
water
yeah.
stores.
All over the place. They normally sell water ice, and inside they also do shaved ice with flavors. So there's little snow cones.
That reminds me of, and I know we're out of time here, but that reminds me of my kids. You know, or when when I was young, I would ask my mom for money, and she would say, I don't have any money. I would say, just write a check. You know,
Get your
You know?
credit card.
write a check, mom. Right?
Oh, I have to tell you this one cute story. When Taylor was little, you know how you run your card and it says, do you want cash back? And I would say no. And she's always just looking at me, and she says, Mom, why don't you ever ask for cash back? And I said, because I don't need it. And she didn't understand. She thought I could just get some cash. You want cash back? You know, and it just comes off out of the machine or something.
It's like the ATM.
Just go to the ATM, right? Just get money.
Well, she didn't. She thought it just grew out of the machine, and that it didn't come out of my bank account or anything.
Right.
They're little mini printers right there.
Right.
Card in.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was just thinking about, we run out of water. Well, just go to the ice store. Okay.
Yeah.
Or the water store. Anyway.
I'll just grab a passing glacier.
Back. Oh, okay. I missed that one. It's okay.
Don't worry. It's another bit of nonsense.
All right, you guys.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you for coming on, and definitely excited about that. Also, if there are any affiliates out there or people related to real estate, or even if you're in the community and would like to have a spotlight, we would love to also have all of you aboard as well. We just want to be in the community, really lifting people up, and we're really in this together. Our part of the whole core vision of being with John L. Scott is living life as a contribution. So our goal is to find ways to lift other people's up and be a positive influence out there.
That's right.
Awesome.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and end this one with our words that we say every single time we get together before we part. And honestly, taking a step into even what Rose was talking about is actually part of that. And Sandra, you've done it, and and we've all done it. And let's just make sure that we keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
Living outside of that comfort zone. So
and also thank you for being kind of vulnerable there too, because not only did you bring aboard a guest, that's a very personal guest to bring aboard, somebody who does coaching with you, and to expose to the whole wide world. Sandra, you just exposed to the world that you're not perfect.
I'm not perfect. No.
Yep.
And if you are, then I don't know. That would be rough.
You're not.
Yeah.
If you are, then you're not.
Yeah. Got some news for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It'd be very boring and sad to be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll never know.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, Sandra, do you want to take us out or hang us up, with the countdown?
Oh yeah. Okay. Are you ready? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry got those. There we go.
Or how do you do it? 3, 2, 1. Be bold.
Be bold.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
All right.
Bye, you guys.